considering the revenues, again, where you anticipate fundraisers, place the fundraiser underneath where the month you anticipate it, and in the box in the month, just merely identify how much money you anticipate you would raise for the fundraiser. Now those are easy. The expenses become a little more complex. Now in the expense category down here, it's a similar process, but here you have to consider all the expenses, both normalized spending, which is reoccurring spending, and the abnormal non-reoccurring spending, oftentimes the one-time, two-time, three-time spending items. The first thing I suggest you do is develop a list of all the things you normally spend on. Now I can get you a breakdown from this fiscal year, 2020, 2021, for your department or departments. I can actually give you a breakdown, a month by month or a category by category breakdown of your various spending if you kind of want to use that as a benchmark to go forward. But ideally, I suggest you develop a list of all your spending. We have supplies, we have equipment, we have batteries, we have toys, we have janitorial stuff, we have, and I can go on and on, office supplies. So the stuff that's normally used in your department, list those items down, which would include events, any event you're going to host, like the dance-a-thon or bingo, because there are also spending that goes into most fundraisers. Although low spending and non-spending fundraisers are always preferred, we offer a variety of fundraisers at College Park. Think about your reoccurring spending, the things that we spend on a regular basis, but also think about the non-reoccurring or the abnormal spending. So for example, coming out of building and grounds, we hire someone to clean the carpets 4 times a year or twice a year. So whether they come 4 times a year or twice a year to clean the floors or clean the carpets, that would be a non-reoccurring kind of abnormal spending. We schedule that individual. We try to sequence it every 3 to 4 months, but ideally we're scheduling them when we can have them come in and when they're available. So in that regards, we would consider that somewhat of an abnormal or a non-reoccurring expense because it doesn't recur on a regular basis. It only recurs when we schedule it. Or for example, when we have our HVAC units serviced on campus by our servicing agent, we have those folks come about every 6 months and they service our units. So again, it's a very non-reoccurring, but we know about twice a year we have to schedule that. So where you have reoccurring or normalized spending and non-recurring abnormal spending, in the end you want to take all your spending and begin to break it down on a month-by-month basis. So we can identify for your department, for example, you might spend $600 in the month of July based on what you're looking at, and then $700 in the month of August, and $600 in the month of September, and $700 in the month of October. So we're trying to get to a point where we can put those specific spending numbers into those given months so that we know on a month-by-month basis what your department spending should be. Now again, I'll help you if you need assistance normalizing spending and you just have macro numbers and you're not really sure about going down into the micro numbers. The last thing I would tell you is this. Always consider your events. There's most of the times, not all the times, but most of the times, whether we host events like picnics or Park Palooza or Egg Extravaganza or the volunteer dinner, or we have events on campus like CR, which is its own ministry that meets on a regular basis. You need to consider your event spending. Now, this is the time when you can propose new events, but if I understand correctly, we've already set the calendar, so we can't really propose new events now because we've built in the calendar what we're going to do or not do. So consider the events that you have planned for your department and the micro spending that goes with that event. And you would again place those events. If I'm going to have, for example, a large dinner for my department, and it's going to be in August, I would put dinner down there. And make sure you build in that spending for that event into that month on top of your normalized spending. So if I know I'm spending $700 already in that month, and my dinner costs me another $500, then I really know that I'm going to spend $1,200 in the month of August out of my department. I know this is a lot of information, but this is the first chance I've had to communicate some of this with you. And although I will meet with you one-on-one if you want me to, please email me or contact me through Terry or just text me, and I'll set up a time here early this summer to meet with you and assist you. But I really want you to get started on thinking about your spending and your revenue, thinking about your events, both your normalized spending and your abnormal spending. Use this video to kind of watch through it a couple times and begin to put your numbers together. I think we need to have those into Mark soon, and then I think we need to have them into Miss Terry sometime early June so we can go through them together. Again, if you need me, please reach out to me. Otherwise, have a great day.